You can find us at BWSSpodcast.com and on Facebook at BWSS Podcast. This is because we said so. Let's start the show.
And now, recording from beautiful and sexy Miami, with your hosts, Seth and Laz and Research Lucas. It's because we said so.
Get in there all nice.
He's getting ready for the masterpiece.
Oh man, I need
show.
the other mic when I record, bro.
You know, you're a completely different person when you look up in a camera.
The other mic, the other mic, I could go like this and it'll hear
I know.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
I want to talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. So all right, well, yeah, this is because we said so. We got Seth in mic 1. We got Laz in mic 2.
Yo.
We got Lucas in mic 3.
Hey.
And we have Marcos in mic 4. Coast. So what is that? Is that like the broken reel-to-reel behind you or projector?
Yeah, no, that's a reel-to-reel that I had to take apart and grease it up.
Okay.
That was a speaker.
Looks like it could be.
And that
Maybe.
greasing did absolutely nothing because it still slows down randomly.
I got you.
What do you have that
You'll
for?
get there. So we could take
8
audio
millimeter.
tapes or 8mm audio and turn it into digital audio.
Okay.
So, all right. Well, we hail from Miami. Get us to our website, BWSSpodcast.com. All the links are there. TikTok, Amazon, Spotify, blah, blah, blah. Email is contact@BWSS Podcast. We record at Arcane Studios. All the music is by the Unsilenced. And we release 2 shows a week. First one in the week is the Weekend News. So that's this one, BWSS episode 65, the Weekend News. And please share with your friends. Tell them how great we are. Everyone's like, dude, you guys are so awesome. Like, awesome. Tell your friends.
Tell
We appreciate
somebody,
it.
please.
Yeah, for real.
Whenever I make somebody look at the show, I'm like, here, I bring it up on their phone, I look it up, and I press subscribe.
There you go. For sure. Exactly.
Like, what's the point of it? Subscribing doesn't do anything bad to your phone.
No.
It just brings up the show when there's a new one.
And thing is, like I say this before, we don't get a whole lot of views. It depends. Some of the stuff, like the stuff we did with your microdosing episode did pretty well because anyone searching for microdosing found that one. We get a lot on the audio, video, not so much yet, but that's all right because you guys can always watch Market Peak as well, which is our stock show. That's our sister show that gets about 300-400 video views. Actually, the Sunday show, we're recording Monday, this episode, and yesterday's episode's already at like 400 views.
Nice.
So I guess people really care about stocks, but not so much about, what's going on in the world. And I can understand that to a degree. So, but either way, topics of the day, we're going to talk about Cuomo. Is it the end for him? Billionaire is looking for 8 people to fly around the moon. Anyone heard this one?
I heard about that.
No? Okay. $36 million for painted stones. Anybody? I know you guys haven't heard that one.
No.
And the end of Netflix password sharing.
What?
Uh-oh.
They try to do that again? Good luck.
We'll see.
We'll find a way.
Yeah, we'll see. They're doing a little trial. We'll talk about it. All right.
It's time for Quick News.
All right. BBC billionaire Yusaku Maezawa has invited 8 members of the public to join him for a trip around the moon on Elon Musk's SpaceX flight. I want people from all kinds of backgrounds to join, he said in a video via Twitter. He also shared a link to the application details. He will pay for the entire journey. The Dear Moon mission, DEARMOON, is scheduled to fly in 2023. Applicants need to meet 2 criteria. They should advance whatever activity they're in to help other people and greater society in some way. So you need to, do something really awesome or groundbreaking and whatever it is that you're doing, in a nutshell. And they must be willing to support other crew members who share similar aspirations. In other words, don't be a dick, essentially.
How long is this thing going to be for?
Around, I don't know. I'm guessing it would probably, that's it. Lucas.
Around the moon?
Yeah. Can you please look up how long it would take to do a round trip around the moon?
Research Lucas.
I have bought all the seats, so it will be a private ride, he said. In 2018, Mr. Maezawa was named as the first private passenger due to be flown around the moon by SpaceX. Planned for 2023, the mission would be the first lunar journey by humans since 1972. If you want to apply, dearmoon.earth. I didn't know there was a .earth. But yeah, dearmoon.earth if you want to apply.
I'm in.
Yeah? You think so? You in for sure?
Yeah, I would do it.
Okay.
So he bought all the tickets so he can bring whoever he wants.
He
on
wants
there.
to bring 8 people that we're going to do something productive.
Well, he
basically.
wants to bring 8 people from different walks of life from like around the world, and he just wants to bring inspiring people. My guess is, some of the best that humanity has to offer to give him this experience. If you want my opinion, I mean, I hate to say, I don't know. I could get in trouble for saying this, or people might think that's fucked up. But like,
Be careful.
if you
somebody
can
says
find like
something
an Aboriginal, like someone who just doesn't even know the outside world exists, just to blow
You're
their
a dick.
mind, bro.
No,
I'm serious. I mean,
that's
you
not
would
bad.
ask
That's not
them.
bad.
You wouldn't force them, but you would ask them. Flat earther, take a fucking flat earther. Take some.
Take a poet.
What's that?
Like a poet.
I mean, sure.
I don't know, something.
I mean, a poet's probably the stuff he's looking for, but that's kind of no fun. Just saying. But yeah, I hear you. Take what's her
Flat Earther's
name?
good.
What was the 19-year-old girl? Remember, she like passed all of the NASA aptitude tests or something like that. She should be able to go. You should take her for sure. That would be amazing. So, all right, Lucas, let us know. Laz, you ready? Boom. Oh wait, hold on.
Research Lucas.
I couldn't find how long it takes to get like around the moon.
Sure.
Tried several different searches.
How about
but
to get there?
3 days.
3 days. All right. So you're probably looking about a week round trip. I'm guessing it's not like you're going to stop. You're just going to go, come around, and come back. I don't know if you'll get to slingshot. So if you can slingshot on the way back, maybe less than 6 days, but looking about a week round trip. That'd be cool. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be cramped. I don't think they're going to get like.
I don't think it's going to be a small aircraft.
I don't know,
Small
dude.
craft.
Big aircraft takes a lot more fuel. I'm just saying. We'll figure it
how many
out.
people?
8.
7 days. They have to eat. They have to store shit.
They have to drink, they have to go to the
drink. Yeah,
bathroom.
it's not going to be small.
Well, I guess that's true.
And normal people are not trained like astronauts to hold their piss
That's
for
the
fucking
thing.
days.
They're gonna have to go through some psychological
You're going to have to
evaluations.
hold your. No, not for days, but like.
I know, but
What do
Yeah,
you think they do
dude.
with the excrement? They just.
It goes in a
press button?
bag.
it goes
Nah,
in the
I
bag.
meing like.
It doesn't
oh,
go to space.
It doesn't go to space.
No, it goes
Probably-
in a bag, it gets stored. They bring it back, it gets disposed of. Anyway, if you want to fly the moon, folks, dearmoon.earth. Go ahead, Laz.
Uber and Lyft to finally share names of drivers deactivated over sexual assault
Yeah, I
and
saw
serious
that.
incidents.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
So I like this one because obviously we already have to deal with people that are weird and strange all the time. But if
True.
somebody got fired or got deactivated from one service, they shouldn't be able to just go to the next one and do whatever they're doing. Because there's been plenty of sexual assaults and rapes and random things that happen, robberies. And for the most part, most of the drivers are clean,
They
decent
should do
people
the same
because-
with passengers.
I agree with that as well.
You saw that one video that came out recently? The
Yeah,
girls in the back, attacking the freaking driver just because he wanted to wear masks and whatever.
Try to take his phone,
Yeah,
coughed on him.
They do all types of shit like that. It's just retarded, bro.
I believe they did catch a one girl.
Yeah, yeah.
2 of them.
Of course they got it.
Two of
It's
them?
on fucking
Yeah, they
video.
got 2 of them.
Anyway, that's cool. Go ahead, Laz.
So they're Uber and Lyft have largely operated in silos when it comes to deactivating drivers over the most severe reports of safety incidents potentially allowed bad actors to hop from one platform to another, what we just talked about. So they're basically doing it together, and they're going to be on a program where anybody else can join as well, other companies as well.
That's awesome.
So they can just literally just report whoever's not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And if you want to join that company that's doing it, it's just a minimal fee. That's it, basically. It's nothing
yeah.
crazy.
That's cool. It's a good idea.
So I had a question. I know Uber Eats bought over Postmates. Is Uber and Lyft still separate?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
separate.
they're
Okay.
separate.
Completely.
Because they're both really like big.
Yeah,
Alright.
they're completely separate. All right, cool. So Justin Harper from BBC, trader gets painted stones instead of $36 million of copper. Geneva-based Mercurier Energy Group says that it's been the victim of cargo fraud following its purchase of 10,000 tons of copper blister. Last year, Mercuria, Mercuria, agreed to buy the copper blister, an impure form of the metal, for delivery to China. About 6,000 tons was loaded for shipment in more than 300 containers on 8 vessels. When the cargo started moving to China, they basically transferred all the money and they got over to China, realized that it's a bunch of freaking painted copper.
So it was stones painted as copper.
Stones. Yeah, that's what I mean. Stones painted as copper. So what's funny is they could have made a claim against the cargo's insurance policy, but only one of the 7 insurance contracts was real. The rest of them are forged.
Oh, shit.
So they couldn't even they can't even claim insurance for that. So you couldn't even say insurance fraud or anything.
So how do they even buy it or knew what
they made the purchase, I guess online. They might have gone to inspect it. Real copper was loaded in. It was inspected. This is real copper. They put these seals on the containers to say, okay, it's been inspected, close the container, put the seal on there. It's official, out to sea. But at some point, somebody broke the seals, did the replacement, and then put fake seals back on there.
Oh, okay. I thought they just sold oh man, that's crazy.
6,000 tons was loaded in 300 containers on 8 vessels.
Damn.
What type of operation?
Inside job, bro.
I mean, dude, it has to be.
Big time.
How the hell do you, 300 containers? And you're taking out copper and putting in stone. It probably weighs about the same amount.
Who's doing
Forklifts.
that? Nah, that's what I think. I think maybe they didn't inspect all of them and they just had to replace a few.
That could be.
Yeah.
Or a lot of them way in the back. Or they probably didn't even inspect them. I mean, you open them up, it's like, oh yeah, look, copper there.
Oh yeah, you know what? It looks like copper.
Yeah.
How much money in copper was it?
$36 million.
Yeah,
$36 million.
That's a lick.
Even the stone was probably worth $5 million.
Yeah, right? Yeah, probably.
So much like copper spray.
That's exactly what it was. Copper spray paint.
Fuck.
Freaking
That's
A.
a lot of.
$5 million of spray paint.
A lot of spray paint.
What do they do? Just the top layer? Make it
I have
look
no
like
idea.
copper, or?
6 freaking containers.
Spray paint?
Or ships, I mean.
Spray paint smells.
It does. No, you spray paint it ahead of time and let it dry. You won't smell it
You don't
anymore.
smell paint anymore.
No. All right, BBC, U.S. Capitol riot suspect held after deportation from Kenya. Isaac Sturgeon, 32, of Dillon, Montana, was arrested by the FBI on arrival at JFK Airport over the weekend. He is charged with 7 counts, including shoving a metal barricade into police officers. On Monday, he was released on a $250,000 bond.
This is
so
from
somebody out.
Again?
What's that?
What was this from?
The Capitol.
The
Capitol
Capitol insurrection,
yeah.
100%. So he goes to Kenya and he's texting people. He's like, hey, am I wanted? He flies to Kenya.
Dumbass.
And then FBI puts out a warrant for his arrest. And Kenya's like, yo, you got to get out of here. So they arrest him as soon as he lands, or soon after he lands, or maybe at the airport. But what's funny is, flew to Kenya. He's like, they'll never find me here.
So they let him out and then he flew to Kenya?
No, he never.
No, he after the thing, got a freaking flight. Was like, I'm out. Peace.
You need to go somewhere like Haiti. They won't find you in Haiti.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know, Kenya. Goddamn, that shit's far
Dude,
as hell.
that's crazy. He's probably using credit cards. What's that?
You think he went to that hotel with the giraffes?
Right.
Was that in Kenya?
That was in
Yeah.
Kenya. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe he saw the show.
They've charged over 300 people so far from that. So, all right, Laz, you had a second one?
Yeah.
Go for it.
This one's kind of funny. It's from
Okay.
All About Laughs. 50-year-old man robs bank while test driving a new car, returns to the dealership, and attempts to purchase the BMW with stolen cash.
No
Yeah.
way. Dude, that's awesome.
This was in Texas. I
Okay.
had a lot of news from Texas right now. That's really weird.
Yawning, Lucas? What's going on over there?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit?
Yeah, to get up for the cable guy.
Yeah.
He just got convicted this year, but it happened in 2019.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's amazing.
so
Seriously, could you imagine?
yeah, but this is how he got caught though. So he went there, whatever. He had a bag, a fast food bag. He put a note on the bag and gave it to the cashier, the teller.
Sure.
And he was like, give me $10,000, all 50s and 100s, no 20s, blah, 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 whatever. And so she gave it to him, whatever. obviously he's driving the rental car. They have the car from the dealership,
Sure.
the test drive car. So he goes back, and while he's there, like trying to give them only $3,000 from the money that he took,
Sure.
and his car that he traded in, they get a call like, "Oh, one of your cars just robbed the bank."
Oh, so okay.
So they just call the police, and
Dude,
and he got arrested.
How do you expect to get away with that, though?
I have no fucking idea, bro.
that's dumb.
I mean, it's dumb, but it's just you gotta love it at the same time.
I mean, he could have.
Respect the hustle? What?
Well, he had no weapons. We just put
He
shit on
had,
the back.
he had a firearm.
Oh, he did. Okay,
Yeah.
all
Well,
right.
see,
well, then,
the smartest
so
thing
much
would
for
have
that.
did probably take the loaner, take
Take the tags off. Maybe.
no, fuck it. Do the same thing. Use the money and buy a car from another dealership like a couple days later. Not
Sure.
the same fucking car with the same
Yeah,
tag.
that's
Like, what the
true.
fuck are you doing? Like,
That's true.
I want to buy this car that I stole.
Yeah.
That
no,
I
he didn't
robbed this
steal.
bank with.
They gave him the car.
But that,
No,
when
no.
you do a test drive, though, it's not like you can just
You shouldn't be alone.
somebody's
Yeah,
in the car.
they usually photo. No. Now they let you do self test drivers.
Really?
Yeah.
Nah, never
but they
been.
take your ID. Everything's your car. The car's insured. Like
Sure.
even if you buy a car from the dealer, I think your car's insured for 30 days from the dealer
Okay.
until you figure out whatever the hell you got going on.
True.
But they'll take a copy of your ID unless you take the car. If you're like look like a reputable person, I
Sure.
mean,
All right.
it is what it is.
I guess I must not be reputable because I didn't get it. You know, I've always been in the car with somebody. What's that, Lucas?
They let me do it with my car.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And I think
it a new
GM
car?
has
Nobody cares.
GM has this thing where you could take the car for a week
Yep.
to
I
see
saw
how.
that.
Yeah.
They started doing a lot of stuff with COVID because they're like, we got to do something.
Yeah.
If we can get people to take it home, maybe they'll fall in love with it and buy it.
Or rob a
So-
bank.
Or
with
rob
it.
a bank. Come to Miami Beach and do whatever the fuck they want. Drop it back
And then
off.
buy the same car back. Get the fuck out of here.
Nah, I didn't like it. I could have outrun the cops with this one.
Sure. All right, Joe Tidy, BBC. COVID hackers earned a record $40 million in 2020 for reporting software flaws via a leading bug bounty reporting service. So because of COVID, all of these hackers are stuck at home. Do you guys know how bounty stuff is for code and software? Lucas, you do. Other two. So basically, what companies like Microsoft, these hackers will go in and look for flaws, way that people couldn't just come in and hack your stuff.
Oh,
or
to try to get
backdoors.
jobs and doing random things.
Well, not to
That's-
get jobs, but you'll get paid for it. Like some people make, you can make like $1 million if you find some serious flaw.
Okay.
So Hacker One said that 9 hackers made more than $1 million each after it flagged their findings to affected organizations. So yeah, some people are making a ton of money. So another hacker made $370,000. And you can, get less than, 100, like $150 all the way up into the millions just for finding flaws, reporting them to the company, which is amazing when you think about it. This is something that started happening, I guess it wasn't that long ago, like 10 years ago, the company started doing this. But I don't know, I just think it's kind of cool, making a bunch of money.
I mean, the government does it.
Yeah.
The government finds the people that hacks into their systems
Well,
and
the
they
government
hire them.
doesn't tell anybody. Yeah, but the government hacks into people's system, keeps that shit
Yeah.
to themselves.
So if you can hack into theirs, they're gonna hire you.
Yeah,
Well,
they should.
It's great that they're actually trying to help them instead of just trying to hack and fuck up the system or
Well,
get
it's-
into our lives.
It's great that they set it up so that people can do that, though, because before, people weren't incentivized to find these flaws. Only the people that wanted to use it for nefarious purposes, would bother doing that. But now that you can make money just cracking into people's shit and seeing what you can fuck up with, they're like, I can get paid for this and be a hacker. So I'm sure a lot of them probably got permanent jobs as an end result, though. For sure.
Yeah.
All right, last one. Cody Godwin, BBC. Netflix considers crackdown on password sharing.
They'll never catch us. That's all this shit.
So if you don't live with the owner of this account, you need your own account to keep watching. There's a little pop-up that comes on. It's a little, they're just testing it. Spokesperson told BBC this test is designed to ensure that people using Netflix accounts are authorized to do so. Users verified with a code sent via text or email. So in other words, I'm using your account. Can you just give me the code that's in that email real fast? They say they're doing it to prevent people that would be watching that you don't give access to, which, okay, sure.
Okay.
But I'm sure that's just the cover. Netflix, HBO Go, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus specify their profiles are meant to be used by people in the household. Netflix gained almost 37 million new subscribers in 2020, over 200 million around the world, reported nearly 25 billion in revenue, and almost $2 $6.8 billion in profit in 2020.
See, but look, here's what doesn't make sense with that, though, right? For example, I have HBO Max.
Sure.
My brother lives with me, but he spends the night with his girlfriend like almost every night.
Yep.
He uses HBO Max over there. My daughter uses HBO Max. She doesn't live with me. So like, what are you gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that makes no sense.
It's your IP address. Essentially, they can check your IP address.
Yeah.
They'll know, and it might be getting to that point.
But technically, if I'm not home, I'm using HBO Max wherever I am. So if I come here, I can't use it. If I come to your house and I can't use Netflix right now, it's my Netflix.
Sure. Yeah, I hear you.
Nah.
What you're saying is you can't log in on, let's say you go to Seth's house, you can't log in on his TV.
Why not?
That's kind of what they're saying.
But they're gonna send me a
that's like
text message. But I can't use my Netflix at somebody else's house.
That's fucked up.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't know.
It's a gray area.
I can use my car insurance on anybody's car. Like,
It's Lucas again, yawning his balls off. Maybe during the break.
no, like
you
for
get yourself
literally,
some
like
coffee.
if I borrow your car, Marcos,
Yeah. Your insurance
my
covers
full
my
coverage
car.
covers your full coverage if I'm driving your car.
Sure.
So like,
We'll see.
That's why they fuck with you when you get a rental.
yeah, I'm like, yeah,
You don't
cool.
need the insurance. You use your own
Especially if
insurance.
you use a credit card. The credit
Yeah,
card's
credit
gonna
card has
cover it.
insurance.
Yeah.
I'm like, credit card has insurance, and I'm covered. So
Amex,
figure it out.
suck it. All right. So shout outs. So Laz, any shout outs over there?
I have a shout out, but shout out to the artists
Okay.
because you guys go through a lot, bro.
Us artists?
Musicians
Oh, okay. Sure.
and-
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And
We'll take
stay
that.
tuned this week.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
So for the Friday show, Laz finally recorded his lyrics for our new theme song, and it was interesting. We're gonna talk about it for the Friday show. So all right, well we appreciate that. Lucas, he also recorded his. Well, he'll be talking about it too. Any shout outs over there? Not gonna shout out the fucking artist, bro. What's wrong with you? Dang.
I've worked with the artist.
To set you up. Marcos
yeah,
is one of the
Ghostwriter.
artists, so he doesn't have to shout us out. Any shout outs over there? By the way, shout out to Marcos, by the way, for rocking the freaking shirt. We love that.
You know this, man?
That's it. Fits all snug.
Yep, it's like
And it's just me. I'm getting bigger.
he
you
remade
go.
it for himself.
Sure.
I want it extra tight.
I'm like, give me a girl small.
Getting the swole. All right.
Yeah, shout out to.
He always has 1,000 shout outs, so please take it away.
Let me pull out my.
Here we go.
You make me want to give out more shout
Yeah,
outs.
do more.
Okay.
Do
sure.
more, right? Nah, I just want to give a shout out to Melly. Y'all know Melly. She just had a baby.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Wait, Melly from
Melly Ray,
Steakhouse?
yeah.
Nice, bro.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah, she just had her first little baby,
Shout out.
girl.
Good for her.
So yeah, just shout out to that right now, and the people out there. And Nando, I've been hollering at Nando, and chilling with him lately.
Oh, really? That's cool.
Which Nando? Big
Nando, the one that was barbacking at the Blue. I
didn't work with him, but I
Yeah.
think I met him a few times.
Yeah,
Okay.
he replaced me, who replaced you, and blah blah blah.
Cool. All right. Well, shout outs all around. I don't have any shout outs really. I want to shout out Matt. We've been doing the Market Peak show. He puts a lot of work into it. So do I. Like it's just, it's kind of awesome doing that with him. So shout out to you, bro. I don't know if he watches this show as much because that other show, we do 3 episodes a week. It takes a lot of time. But if you're watching, shout out, bro. All right. So we're going to take our first break. We're going to come back with Cuomo, whether he's going to make it or not, the whole deal with him. We're going to have Lucas's WTF News. I got a couple updates. And then that'll be it. So we'll see you guys in a few. Boom.
For God's sakes, all I do is wake and bake, dominate my girl while jamming to that dark sun and Drake. Morning, baby. We conversate about how we confrontate, then consummate over slaps and lots of spanks. Hop in my tank and I ride out to my bank to hang with saints who just talk shit and drink. Pass me a shot, pass me my shank. I see a classy skank in jeans in a tank. Who needs me to teach you the slang? Pass the cocaine, Roxy's, Oxycontains, hella weed, LSD, and some methamphetamine. See, I'm the man, but I like Tony Montaigne, cause I will kill your kids, shoot up your minivan. And judge me, cause I won't ever hear a thing. So many voices in my brain, I'm just trying to remain sane. And I'm strange, and I will never ever change. And I make money, 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 and I think evil things. All I see is brains, blood, and guts, sealed. Murder, 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 kill, kill, kill.
Like,
What's new?
made CNN. Not my. Of course, it's gonna make the news here.
CNN, yep.
Oh, for real? The good stuff?
Because nobody gives a shit down here about COVID. They're like,
Oh,
yeah.
that's why we won?
Yeah,
I mean,
that's why we won.
Winner. Look at my beach. It's lit. People getting slammed. We don't have restrictions.
All right, so we're back, and we're going to go ahead and jump into the whole situation with New York's Governor Cuomo, which,
Is that how you say it? Like
Cuomo?
Yeah.
Cuomo, either one.
It's a C, but it's pronounced like a Q.
Chameleon. No, so you had brought it up a couple weeks ago. We should talk about this guy. I'm like, okay, but there's just other things that, it just wasn't as, now it's just such a big freaking story that we just can't ignore it anymore. So let me go through a little bit of how we got to here. So Governor Cuomo is confronting two crises simultaneously. Turn off that light. Several women, including speakers. Look at you, bro. Laz is on it today.
Why'd you even turn it on?
So we could hear Lucas. Everybody wants,
Keep my headphones.
So for those of you listening, we turn the speakers off. I have big studio monitors, so it's nice and quiet, and the mics don't pick up extra stuff. But when we take a break, I turn the speakers up. So Lucas, we can all be in the room to communicate with Lucas. So it's all for him. But I forget to turn them off. What's that?
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was like the cutest baby thank you ever. That's like my daughter saying thank you when she was like 2.
Thank you, big brother.
Thank you, daddy.
Okay. So several women, including current and former members of his administration, have accused Mr. Cuomo of sexual harassment over inappropriate behavior. He has refused to resign. An independent inquiry overseen by New York State Attorney General may take months. This is all from the New York Times. The Cuomo administration is also under fire for undercounting the number of nursing home deaths caused by COVID-19. We already know about that. They're investigating that as well. The state assembly on March 11th announced it would open an impeachment investigation. Democrats, both in the state legislature and in New York's congressional delegation, called on Mr. Cuomo to resign, with some saying he has lost the capacity to govern. Dozens of current and former employees of the governor's office have described it as a chaotic and unprofessional workplace that was particularly toxic for young women. So, yeah, they got a whole bunch of women come out, and I have a few of them specifically, in addition to the whole thing going on with undercounting COVID. And there's even talk about how they had forced some, and I don't know if that was de Blasio or that was Cuomo, how they were forcing some of the hospital elderly people to go back to their nursing home as well during COVID when they were still infected. But yeah, it's not looking good for them at all.
So sexual misconduct and what?
Sure.
Kind of, like physically?
Okay, let's jump
some physically,
verbally.
some verbally.
Yeah, but the physical stuff. All right, I'll jump into it. So a few of the accusations. Charlotte Bennett, once again, all still from New York Times. Charlotte Bennett, 25-year-old former aide to the governor, accused him of sexually harassing her last year. She told the New York Times that Mr. Cuomo, 63, had asked her about her sex life and whether she had ever had sex with older men. Miss Bennett, who left the administration in November, described one instance in when she was alone with Mr. Cuomo at his state capitol's office. He asked whether she thought age mattered in romantic relationships. She took the remark as an overture to a sexual relationship. So that's one of them.
Yeah, that's not
okay, but come on.
not proper.
The thing
It's
is,
improper. Yes, it's improper. It's unethical. Is it sexual harassment? No.
here's the thing.
No.
You can't do that. Every job we ever work, you can't.
Yes.
They always tell you we're not allowed to
but
fraternize.
is it sexual relationship to ask someone about their sexual life, whether they think age matters? There's others where
that's not harassment.
Okay,
because you can. If she's just like, I don't feel comfortable talking about that.
It sucks we don't have a woman in here.
It's over.
Yeah.
But if it continues, and then obviously the guy's very powerful, been governor
he's known to be very intimidating. He's known to be a bit of a bitch. Let's be honest.
He has 2 terms. So here's the thing, though. How many women did he probably come out and say the same thing to? We're just like, shit, yeah, governor.
Just answer the question no problem.
I definitely fuck you. You know what I mean?
Okay, sure.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because you remember, like this, our private conversation before this. Women are just as horny and randomly things like we are as well.
Sure.
Obviously, it's not. You're a government official. You shouldn't be doing that type of shit.
100%.
Like, I mean, like at
And
all.
I'm not discounting the fact that she was probably very uncomfortable. She probably did feel somewhat, maybe even threatened. I do not doubt that he would come on to her very strongly. And so, what do you think about,
like how old
sex
is he?
with
Let me
older
look.
women and they're older men and blah? Like, I'm not discounting that. I'm just saying, technically, I don't know if this would be considered sexual harassment. However, Anna Ruch or Ruch, R-U-C-H, 33, said that she had encountered Mr. Cuomo at a wedding in September 2019 and that they had begun talking about a toast the governor had made. Mr. Cuomo then put his hand on her lower back, and when she removed his hand, she said the governor remarked that she seemed aggressive, and he placed his hand on her cheeks and asked if he could kiss her. Miss Ruch said that she had pulled away as Mr. Cuomo drew closer. I was so confused and shocked and embarrassed, she said, whose recollection was corroborated by a friend, photographs from the event, and contemporaneous text messages. I turned my head away and didn't have words in that moment.
Okay.
Now I feel like we're getting into this sexual harassment.
But this one is at a wedding.
Okay.
And it was physical.
It was physical.
He moved in to touch her, touched
was
her
like,
lower
no.
back, hands on the cheek.
Then he tried to kiss her.
His lower
But-
back, like,
Okay, but if you're in a social place, not working wise,
what pisses me off about all this shit
No.
is that if you play sports, you're smacking people on the freaking ass. I mean, I know everything's
You're expecting
contact.
to get smacked in the ass.
You're,
I know,
you're
but I'm
smacking
just-
your teammates.
you're not smacking.
I get it, but it's like,
You're not slapping the cheerleaders.
but that's
You're not
what I'm saying.
smacking
That's
the-
where
the
context,
team doctor.
Context is so important in this, and touching her lower back, putting his hands on her cheeks, moving to kiss her, it didn't work.
And like how low of a lower back? Like, are we talking about like?
Well, low enough that she had to remove it.
But would she have removed it if he touched her arm? Probably.
no, maybe
I mean,
not.
that means you're obviously not interested
Sure.
in any kind of physical contact.
I mean, if she
here's the
was,
thing.
if they were obviously having some type of conversation or something where he felt like, oh, this is okay. Let me
He's
just.
probably drunk. He felt like, God damn it, so early too.
Oh, I thought that was on purpose.
No, no.
That was the drunk.
I should have played it off, dude. I
Yeah.
probably could have. But no, he was probably drunk, thought he could get away with it, thought he was feeling cool, thought that, she was feeling his vibe. He swung and he missed. How many, every one of us
we've all swung
has
and
gone in for a fucking kiss at one point and got fucking turned away. Every one of us has put our freaking hand around a girl, like, in the movie theater or whatever, and it just didn't fucking work.
but you're
Or
out
a
on a
guy,
date with the
right,
girl.
Lucas? So
Yeah, but they're at a wedding. Weddings are like people think about
Lucas.
weddings are like romantic and like, oh shit, it's so
exactly.
cute.
I'm
So
just-
maybe like
I'm not saying he wasn't a dick. He wasn't being pushy. He wasn't being
he's divorced.
aggressive.
Maybe he was thinking about his wife.
Is
Who
Cuomo
knows?
married?
No,
he
he's divorced.
got divorced. He got
So
divorced.
at the time he was divorced.
Yeah, at the time he was divorced.
He got divorced in 2005 or 4 or something. I think.
Here's my thing.
Hold on, let me get this last one
Okay,
real
go.
fast. Lindsay Boland, 36, said her boss at the time had told her that Mr. Cuomo had a crush on her and that the governor had gone out of his way to touch me on my lower back, arms, and legs. In October 2017, during a return flight from an event in Western New York, Miss Boylan wrote that Mr. Cuomo had told her they should play strip poker. And in 2018, she said Mr. Cuomo gave her an unsolicited kiss after a one-on-one meeting at his Manhattan office. As I got up to leave and walked toward the door, he stepped in front and kissed me on the lips. I was in shock, but I kept walking. Anyway, what were we saying, Marcos?
Damn. So you're like, bring a girl in here, but actually just flip the reverse. I mean, like flip the.
There was this girl I was talking, like not talking to. She was trying to talk to me, and I couldn't. I know she didn't take no. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and from a point, like I stopped talking to her.
Sure.
Like,
How
you know
did
what I
it
mean?
make you feel? Like,
It didn't make
It
me feel
sucks
like
to have to be a dick.
I
but-
didn't. I didn't feel like, oh, I'm being harassed or like.
what if that lady was your boss?
And my boss, I have to take it. But like I wouldn't want to take it though.
What if it was a guy?
Of course, I'm in.
Would you still take it?
No, but like it's Dumbass.
Like, I'm promoted. I'm promoted.
You gotta think about shit like that. Let's say you have like your boss is like powerful as fuck. Like guys are not. We're not gonna go to HR and we're not gonna go say like
we're not
double standard.
I've seen situations where dudes have gone to HR over a woman manager.
Sure.
But I'm just like, yo, and being men and shit, like, you're like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? What's wrong with you? That's in my mind. I'm not gonna say that, but they want us to do that though.
Sure.
And it happens all the time. Like female men.
But here's the thing, Joe freaking Biden, bro. How many like videos of him are out there, like you know, whether he's
touching
like,
the people, or
or sniffing, or like whatever. So basically, this is what it comes down to. Let's go over a couple more things. So this is Shane Goldmacher, or Macher, Macher, also New York Times. As you guys know, I'm a subscriber and. Like truthfully, I do. I pay for the subscription. As far like they've been doing this for over 100 years. Some of the best
Can I have your
reporting
password?
On the planet. I know, right? So Mr. Cuomo was often obsessed with his ratings. He would sometimes quiz aides as soon as he ended a broadcast about which networks carried him live and exactly when they cut away. Data they were expected to have at their fingertips. His downfall is a result of a decades-long reign of ruthlessness and governance by brute force, according to interviews with more than 24 lawmakers, elected officials, current and past Cuomo administration officials, political activists, and strategists in the state. So, I mean, they interviewed everybody. The problem with Cuomo is no one has ever liked him, said Richard Ravitch, a former Democratic lieutenant governor. He's not a nice person, and he doesn't have any real friends. If you don't have a base support, then you will get into trouble, and then you're dead meat.
How could nobody like him? He's governor 2 times, and his state's doing well.
New York's 2 Democratic senators, Chuck Schumer and Kristen Gillibrand, have now abandoned him, along with most of the state's congressional delegation. A majority of the state legislature, who members he has long treated dismissively, have called on him to resign, including more than 40% of his fellow Democrats.
Yeah, because that's because of what's going on.
So here you go. His father had 3 full terms as Governor Mario M. Cuomo. He died in 2015. Mario got to be the nice guy when it came to someone not being the nice guy. It was Andrew's job, said Assemblyman Richard N. Gottfried, a Democrat who had served for over 50 years. He was very good at it. In other words, his father was governor, and when he needed someone to freaking crack the whip, he, his beautiful, awesome son came in.
You know what I don't like
Andrew,
about it?
What's that?
When I was looking up everything, I don't like the fact that his dad was governor for that long. New York State doesn't have a restriction on how long you can be governor.
Sure.
And he was governor. Basically, a family's been running the state for
but how great has the state been doing?
They've been doing well, right?
They do exactly.
Yes.
And it's a Democrat. These guys are Democrats. New York. I mean, let's face it. Most of the people voting live in New York City. New York City, you like the fucking, fuck you. And they like that shit. And they vote for
It's time for the family to
they
go,
want
bro.
The bulldog.
But a thing, too, is like when you're voting, a lot of people, especially new voters, you're going to see the last name.
That's true,
and the last name that for the last decade
Bush,
has been crushing.
Let's say, look,
yeah.
That's how you get voted with no friend.
You know us. You know our family.
We get shit
done. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So the question is he done? So who has survived sexual scandals recently? Mr. Trump ignored calls to step down. Remember Mr. Trump as Republican nominee in 2016 after a tape emerged.
He was grabbing by the pussy.
Yeah.
Trump, bro.
So there you go. Okay. Sure. In addition to other things, former Governor Mark Sanford of South Carolina, a Republican, finished his term after lying about an adulterous Appalachian Trail trip. So he obviously was a situation where he cheated on his wife and got caught. And Governor Ralph Northam of Virginia, a Democrat, survived a widespread resignation call over a photo that appeared to show him in blackface.
Oh.
So, these are people that all survived in whatever way, shape, or form. But it really comes down to, in my opinion, like based on what I've been reading and stuff, and he just was a dickhead, and people are like, finally, we can. Yeah, exactly. Because Biden, dude, he does all this. Now, granted, he's not doing the touchy-feely
but
asking
he's not
people.
being sexual. He's just being a little more friendly.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you could easily interpret that as that. So we'll see, man.
And it's all about what people feel at the time, because they were probably on Cuomo's side the whole time. And once they seen a little a little space for them to talk shit about him,
Yeah.
they all jump ship.
I'm sure there are a lot of people that defended him that now feel stupid.
Yeah.
That's assuming. Here's the thing. Like, I'm just gonna like.
How bad do you feel?
He didn't like. He tried to kiss somebody. He struck out, touching people on the leg, touching people on the back. Blah blah blah. We've all fucking done it. Like, it just, to me, it's, yes, there's a pattern here. I will say that, but it's not like he like just started like groping people and making them,
Let's
like,
all do some homework this week and just start touching people randomly.
Yeah, just to see what happens.
See what happens.
Sure.
Nah,
Hey, Lance, what'd you
I'm
do-
just fucking
what'd you
around.
do
Don't
for-
do it. Like,
What's that, Lucas?
Aren't you due for a vacation, Laz?
Yeah.
Come up here.
There you go.
I need my fucking.
Are all
birthday
these
vacation.
girls employees?
women?
No, not all of them.
They're
Not all of them.
employees.
No.
I mean, I know they're women.
Women.
Thank God.
all these
Could
women,
you imagine?
It's
Dude,
women.
the scandal would be.
Yeah. Please.
In the short term, Mr. Cuomo's fate rests in the state assembly, where impeachment begins and where he has more of a political foothold. 23 women in that chamber push against calls for his immediate resignation, asking for Attorney General Letitia James to complete her investigation first. So, but yeah, they're not going back to work. People have been disenchanted. Like, the people that loved working for him aren't going to work anymore, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, at this time, how everything is going, how everybody's mad about every little thing, he probably is not going to get out of this.
Here we go. So you don't think he's going to get out, Lucas? Is he going to get out of this? Actually, let's figure out what would getting out of. When's his term over, Lucas? Can you look up when?
Oh, he's not resigning.
Research Lucas.
That's what we're, yeah, he's not resigning.
Are you asking about resigning, or are you talking about political career after the governor?
I guess that's a good question.
Resigning, he's not doing it.
He's not going to resign,
And
but
he's-
he could get forced out, though. He could get impeached.
Yeah. Impeach. I don't think he's not getting impeached,
Sure.
and he's not going to resign.
Nope.
Okay.
As far as political
So much
career
for my
after
fucking
that,
poll, van. Fuck you guys.
Do the poll.
no. I don't
no.
know. It's like a
No,
three
no,
thing.
no.
I don't. Hey,
What's that, Lucas?
November 8th, 2022 is
Okay.
the gubernatorial.
Gubernatorial.
Yeah.
So basically a year and a half. So everyone thinks he's going to make it, because I think he's going to make it anyway. Lucas, do you think he'll make it?
And after these kind of allegations, he's going to have a real hard time. I really don't think he'll be able to pull it off.
Okay.
finish the term, or
Yeah,
go to-
finish the term.
Finish the term, he'll be able to, but not getting reelected.
We'll see.
Oh, that's what
I
we're
think if
talking
he
about.
finishes the term, I think he gets reelected.
Ooh.
Personally, I do. Trump got fucking elected. Like, it's possible, folks. I'm just saying. Like, the political landscape
Trump
has
has-
changed that much. We'll see.
I don't think he's out. He'll still run.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Like, I don't doubt that he was a douche. I don't doubt that he's an asshole.
But
I'm an asshole. I would know.
Am I an asshole?
So, like,
it's all about how you make people feel.
exactly,
So if-
and that's
if
exactly it.
This guy touched
Yeah.
me. You know what I mean? Like,
If you make someone uncomfortable, it's
That's
technically it's harassment. I
So-
don't discount that, but it's not like these big freaking allegations of attempted rape or groping or
but like I said, we're in a very
planning a big
sensitive
one on
time
me.
right now.
I hear you. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, but it's been so sensitive for so long. I don't even think he's in threat right now of
I don't
not
think so.
finishing
No,
his term.
not
He's gonna
impeached.
finish his term.
Watching, like, reading about what he's actually being accused of. He's
Yeah.
accused of being a freaking douche that tried to, that
He's got no
struck out
game.
a little bit.
We're all
He's got no
douches.
game. That's what it is. He ain't.
He didn't Rudy Giuliani that shit, That's for sure.
with
All
the
right.
pants tucking.
So, Lucas, what you got, bro?
It's time for. Wait a minute. What the fuck?
WTF News, Lucas, take it away.
This one comes out of Miami.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right. What you got?
All right, so have you guys heard a while ago about the lawyer whose pants caught on fire in court?
No.
Was he lying?
Right, yeah.
Liar. Pants
Yeah,
on
he
fire.
was working a arson case,
Okay.
and it was shown that as a demonstration, his pants caught on fire. He has been arrested on cocaine charges.
Oh, I think I know this one.
He's a lawyer.
Lord.
All lawyers
That's true.
do that.
But he's
How
disbarred,
do you-
right?
Yeah, he's been disbarred for
Wow.
91 days.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
I feel like we wouldn't have lawyers.
I mean,
if-
that part's not funny, but the pants on fire is pretty funny.
Yeah.
Wow. He's like, as a demonstration, like, look, this is how your pants can catch on fire. So cocaine charges. All right. Well, I hope he's okay. But yeah, I mean, lawyers, especially like I don't want to say all of them, but a lot of times you working on a case, you need to work long hours and stuff like that. I think only RGB or RBG was able to pull that stuff off naturally.
So everybody else is all coke.
Was she natural? Was it natural?
I'm telling you, dude. They said she used to work sleep like 4 hours a day.
Bro, you don't think she was on Adderall?
I don't know.
Adderall's a legal
it's legal.
prescription drug.
It's possible.
Yeah, so is weed.
I took one out of hell.
Cocaine's legal.
It was awful.
Cocaine's legal in some
legal
states.
in
Yeah, that's true.
Come on.
That's
But it's
true.
frowned upon.
He was in the wrong state.
No.
Wait, could he get in trouble for that if he was in a state where it's legal? Wonder.
I always wonder about
He
that
needs
with
to. He needs to move states.
with drug tests, right? The legal state,
That's
so
curious.
if cocaine's legal, can I do cocaine and get a job and get drug tested?
Yeah, like McDonald's or whatever.
yeah, you got to take a drug
No,
test.
there's a few jobs that I applied for that said it was just a generic application.
Yeah,
where
but
it
you don't
said,
live in a state where it's legal. We're talking about where it's legal.
Where it's legal. I mean, I don't do any drugs. so.
Okay, go ahead, Lucas. Finish
The
your
company
thought.
statement
Research
general
Lucas.
on the application. It says no drug even where it's legal in the state.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
I guess it's company wide.
But
Like
I
for
guess-
example, I know the VA, like the Veterans
Administration?
Veteran Hospital and stuff. They even if you're in California, a state where weed is legal, they still cannot prescribe you weed or CBD
Sure.
because it's government.
Yeah, I
So-
can't wait to have Elle come back when she gets her
What
products.
about
rocking.
when like?
Oh yeah, I want somebody.
Hey, we have to
Yeah.
wait. When federal stuff is legal, then we'll ask this question again.
We'll see.
Never.
All right, New York Times, Avani sent to IK2 prison. Convicts in the isolation unit at Penal Colony Number 2 are forced to stand for hours with their hands clasped behind their back, forbidden to make eye contact with the guards. So Navani was sentenced to 2 or 3 years. I think it was 2 years in prison. Alex Navani, if you haven't been following the show or following what's going on, he was the guy who got poisoned by and called the freaking guard and got him to freaking spill the whole beans. The colony is known for making extensive use of separate, harsher punishment facilities within its walls where inmates are not allowed to mingle or even talk amongst themselves, according to former inmates and lawyers. While guards oversee the prison, fellow prisoners maintain discipline within the brigades. So the guards actually have prisoners in there that work with the guards to fuck with people even more. Penal Colony Number 2 is controlled by activists in cahoots with the warden. According to former inmates, an arrangement that will allow prison administration to strictly control Navani's life at all times. Inmates are even denied prompt visits from lawyers, which is technically illegal. Fellow prisoners are commanded to perform meaningless tasks, such as making the bed multiple times a day or undressing and then dressing again. Inmates must shave every morning, but are not allowed to do so themselves because they're not allowed to hold razors. Instead, activists wield the razors and cuts and nicks are common. They will find many ways to pressure him in these conditions, he said. Your personality deforms. So they put him there. It's one of the harshest prisons. The only thing they could have done, which is worse, and sent him up to Siberia. So they were like, well, at least he didn't go to Siberia.
Why the fuck did he go back?
Dude,
Like,
I
bro.
remember when we did the poll. I remember I was like, who thinks he's going to go back? And everyone was like, half I think we were split, but I was like, yeah, why the fuck would you go back?
Like the same thing with the other guy we did. The one that went to the Turkish place.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like he should have just stayed. What's
Just
wrong
stay in
with- Just
America.
stay in America, bro. You're good. You're good. Just stay. Like
Yeah.
like,
So he found out that they were trying to poison him. I remember
No, they
that.
poisoned him.
They
and
poisoned
they found
him.
out it was him. Yeah, he
Yeah,
actually
they found
called one of the guards that was involved on using a line that was made to look like a KGB line, pretending to be a high-end official. Was like, why did the poison? This is about why didn't the poisoning happen, and why didn't this happen, and this is your fault. And made really pressure the guy. The guy spilled the beans on everything
Yeah.
they put into his fucking underwear. They actually went to the hospital to try to confiscate his clothes so they wouldn't find out.
like finish the job.
Everything, or that.
So then after that, he went back to the same
He went
place.
back to fucking Russia.
He went back to Russia.
That doesn't make any sense.
It
And they tried to
doesn't make
poison
any
you and kill
sense.
you. And you
And
know
he was good where he was at. He was in Germany, right?
It was good.
Yeah, he was chilling.
They weren't gonna. They probably would have tried to fucking kill him. The best thing you can do is come to the United States because
Yeah.
Russia isn't going to try to kill somebody here. You know, they're just not. In fact, nobody.
I thought he was going to build a case. I thought he had.
There are plenty of Russian expatriates and people that are, you know, same thing with Snowden.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going to go kill fucking Snowden in Russia. You know, they're going to, you know, so I don't know, whatever. That's pretty. Myanmar is like over 130 civilians have been killed, unarmed civilians. Like they are just cracking down. They're arresting people. They're shooting people. The whole thing. YouTube actually deleted all of the accounts of the military. In fact, they started burning Chinese factories there because they're saying China is actually supporting the military there in Myanmar. So some Chinese factories have been set on fire too on Myanmar. So shit's still going down over there. Anyway, all right. So you want music on the show? Hit us up. Hopefully in the next couple weeks to a month, we'll have the new freaking track out, the new BWSS track.
If you need a backup singer, I'm in the building.
All four of us are rapping on it.
Yeah, it's us right here.
2 white dorks, black guy, and a Latin guy. So we'll see.
I feel like I'm the dork in this one.
Yeah, it's possible. So
You got competition.
tune in on Friday because we're gonna talk about it. So any last minute thoughts? Anyone?
Yeah. Wash your hands before you piss and after you shit, please.
Before you
What?
piss and after you shit? Why
I don't
not
know what
after
that
you
means.
piss?
But okay.
I mean, I'd rather wash them after I piss.
Well, you want to touch your dick with dirty hands, bro?
Well, I
Okay,
washed my hands as soon as I
sure.
walked in here today.
All right.
I mean, like,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just a little common.
All right. Well, on that note, this is Seth in mic 1. We got Laz in mic 2. We got Lucas in mic 3.
Hey.
And we got Mr. Marcos Coast Dark Sun Man Animal himself in mic 4. And we will see you guys in a few days. Boom.
Blood and guts.